Here's exactly how to stop caring about what people think so you can finally live for you, not their approval. Yeah, I know it sounds simple, but if it was that easy, you'd already be doing it. You wouldn't be holding back that joke you wanted to tell. You wouldn't be editing your thoughts before you even speak them out loud. You wouldn't be living with this invisible leash around your soul. So before we talk about how to break free, we need to understand why the chains are there in the first place. Because what's happening inside you isn't random. It's not weakness. It's not because you're just too sensitive. It's something much deeper and much older than you realize. When you were a kid, you didn't care. You wore mismatched socks. You sang off-key in public. You asked weird questions without worrying if they sounded stupid. You lived like your soul was on fire, unfiltered and wild. Then, little by little, the world started carving you down. A comment here, a sideways glance there, a punishment for being too much, too loud, too different. And every time you shrank yourself to fit, a tiny funeral was held inside you, a part of your real self buried. Silently, no ceremony, no goodbye. Not because you were weak, because you were smart. Your brain learned, if I show my true self, I might get hurt. You weren't protecting yourself from judgment. You were protecting yourself from pain. And at some point, hiding became a habit. Dulce, the graveyard inside you grew. Old dreams, untold stories, parts of you that never got to breathe. And now here you are, carrying the weight of everyone's opinions like armor you never asked for. But here's the truth nobody tells you. You're not broken. You're not a coward. You're simply trapped in a system your mind built to survive. And survival isn't living. And the most crazy part is, judgment is unconscious. People only judge you on a dimension where they are struggling. Let me explain. You see, we grow up thinking judgment is lethal, like a death sentence, as if one raised eyebrow, one whisper behind your back, one awkward laugh, and you're doomed forever. So you start negotiating with the world, cutting off your edges, sanding down your weirdness, trying to become acceptable. But acceptable to who? To people who forget your name 30 seconds after seeing your Instagram story? To people scrolling mindlessly while taking a shit? And here's something you don't want to hear. Fear of judgment doesn't protect you from their opinions. It strips away your own. Every time you silence yourself, you're not dodging their bullets. You're handing them the gun. As Carl Jung once said, thinking is difficult, that's why people judge. Judgment is lazy, cheap, addictive, and rotting their insides. Judgment is unconscious. It's automatic. And most of all, it reveals way more about the person judging than about the person being judged. When someone calls you too much, what they're really saying is, I can't handle my own emotions. When they mock you as cringe, they're just too afraid to feel. Imagine Kevin. Kevin is insecure about his hair loss, so when he walks into a room, all he sees is hair. He doesn't judge your music taste, your laughter, your struggles. He's busy fighting a losing war with his own reflection. You might have experienced it yourself. When you first learned to drive, you judged other people based on their driving. When you bought that New Balance pair, you looked at what everybody else was wearing, but you didn't give a shit about their hairline, because obviously why would you? We only judge on the dimensions where we are secretly struggling. Failed artists become the harshest critics. Abandoned dreamers become the loudest mockers. And that's why fearing judgment is a trap, because judgment isn't aimed at you. It's aimed inward at their own failures. Their harsh words aren't bullets. They're just boomerangs. Every "who do you think you are" actually means I forgot who I am. Every "that's unrealistic" translates to I gave up. Every "you've changed" screams I'm stuck. When you dodge invisible arrows all day, you don't get braver. You just get smaller, and you slowly lose yourself for nothing. Their judgments don't even belong to you. They're self-loathing mirrors, twisting and distorting reality through their own fears. But once you realize this, two things happen. You stop caring what others think. You stop judging yourself through their broken lenses. And for the first time in a long time, you actually start living. Messy, flawed, human, but alive. And here's how you break free. Step 1, identify. Write down what you're scared they'll judge you for, not what you think, what you feel. Be brutally honest. Those are your real cages. Step 2, trace it back. Ask yourself, who made me feel ashamed of this? Was it some bitter kid in 8th grade? A teacher who hated their life? A parent too scared to chase their own dreams? The shame isn't even yours. It was passed down like a virus. Step 3, expose the absurdity. Next time you hesitate, ask, will this matter on my deathbed? Would a lion worry about the opinions of sheep? Most judgments are laughably small when viewed from your future self. Step 4, act despite the fear, not without fear, with fear. The real magic happens after the cringe, after the "oh God, why did I post that" moment. True freedom begins there. Your weirdness, your voice, your truth, they're weapons, not weaknesses. Your real self never needed anyone's permission. The most dangerous prison is the one you don't even realize you're in.